planetary software that shows the orbits where the planets are. Solar System Scope is a good one. It's free, it's online. Just go to solarsystemscope.com. And as you wind out to October of 2024, you'll see that the four gas giants make a square. And this same configuration of the exact degree of arc off of the planets. The last time that it was this close with this square, an almost perfect square configuration, was 79 AD. Now, another interesting thing that I had been looking at, it looks like the Kabbalah with the planets. It's got the four planets, and if the Earth is in the center, and then we have the sun, and then you got Mars and Venus below that, and it looks like you could almost replicate it, overlaying it with the Kabbalah. Now, this comes back into things I've been hearing about. These elitists are waiting for this kind of planetary lineup that only happens once every few thousand years. That's it. I'm very firm in my belief of it. We'll be coming out with my research shortly on that. But I encourage everybody to go look at October of 2024, right around October 25th to 28th. And what will that do? Because Jay, you alluded to a changing magnetic field, and this awareness that we have. We've been locked into an electromagnetic field, so our sight and the auditory abilities that we have as a human are locked into a previous magnetic field. Now, this is going to be changing, so I think things are going to come into the visual spectrum that are just going to startle and frighten people, where something that we couldn't previously see will become visible because of the electromagnetic field change. Now, that's enhanced because of a second slight, I am going to say slight magnetic field in the outer solar system. If you're counting like the Anunnaki did from the outer planets inward to the Earth, then Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are creating that second field. Then we're going to Mars. And then we're at the Earth. So we're 2 planets away from that new magnetic field. And if it is behaving like a torus wave and overlooping, it's very possible that we can get into a block wall of magnetism somewhere, even if it's just for a fraction of a second in that overlooping toroid field. How is that going to behave in a resonance-wise for human perception? That's why we're seeing through everything. The elite are trying to maintain power in an old magnetic field state from the top down, the higher iron, burning people alive, these kind of things. Armies in wars, that just doesn't hold state. We're going to be vibrating faster and faster and faster, and it really is going to really kick off October. And I'm interested myself. I know we're going to start to see plasma displays in the skies that would look like canyon wall petroglyphs coming out. The skies are going to become more electrified. Some areas regionally are going to become incredibly electrified. And I would imagine around that same time that mineral veins in the crust of our Earth are going to start growing with sort of an aura. They'll be glowing outbound by just the excitation of the atoms in the mineral veins. And, stories of old, that's how they saw ley lines, St. Elmo's fire. That's why they put all these ancient temples everywhere. They could actually see it glowing in the ground. And I really believe we're coming back into something like this in just a couple of years. Now, how do you control the populace after that happens? Everything that's been known as a control structure no longer works in any way, shape, or form. So that's what I got. And I don't know if anybody else can comment on how that second magnetic field might affect humanity or our ability to see the lies and the ways that we're being farmed on this planet.
Electromagnetic field. Now, this is in the ascensionglossary.com. I've read a lot of this to you guys. It does go slow. A lot of people don't seem to be interested in this, but this is what's happening to our Earth. This is what's happening to our surroundings, our world. And so that's why I like to talk about it a lot, because David Dubine was the gentleman you heard talking at the beginning of this video. I'll have to definitely put a link to his channel and to Raised by Giants, which is where that panel was, that video, a link to that video. That panel is interesting. It's got Chris Matthew on it. Couple other big channels. Some of them I don't listen to, but a lot of them I do. And so the electromagnetic field is our field. It is comprised of two related vector fields, the electromagnetic field male and the magnetic field female. When we refer to these electromagnetic field, the field is imagined to compress all of space. Typically, an electromagnetic field is considered to be limited to a local area around the object in space. See, that's how I feel like these new craft and stuff they're coming out with that use a different contortion field. They pull the atmosphere or the electromagnetic field up through it. That they travel the lines is what I believe. So frequency waves is the number of occurrences of a repeating event per unit. So, hey, electric. And we ourselves have a frequency rate processor in us. So, guess what? That's how we're connected to this. And David Dubine talks about how we are programmed to our electromagnetic field. If that was to change, it would cause us to have even different visual effects, hearing, things like that. And, wouldn't that be crazy if you're sitting there on the couch and all of a sudden an extinct animal that we haven't seen, say the saber-toothed tiger, runs through your living room and, I think that electromagnetic field is what holds us, right? That's why we are electrically programmed to it. And it holds us to earth. That's what keeps us here. It keeps our soul in our body. And I also believe that is also how we connect with Christ or God or whatever source, whatever your beliefs are. So it talks about the rays and stuff. I'm not going to go through all of that stuff, okay? But it does explain our spectrum of frequency and how we only see a small point of the entire electromagnetic field. Awareness of our light body, the human energy field, the spectrum of frequency supports the beginning of understanding that all and everything around and within us is an energetic form and vibrationary quality and rate of frequency. In our ascension model, we recognize and work with 15-wave spectrum of frequency that correlate directly with the universal rays and our individual chakra system. We are pure energy and consciousness, and with that, there are very specific locations within our light body that an individual's choice of expressing emotion, thought, memory, and experience all contribute to the manifestation of experience and form into physical matter. This will help us to become self-sovereign within our personal power and reasonable manifestors in the world of form, thus experiencing a much greater range of joy and fulfillment in the unlimited possibilities co-creation. So I've explained on other videos how our spin in our body, and when I talk about it, I feel it. You can do different things, but it talks about the male is a transmitter electric clockwise rotation from right to left, and the female is the opposite from left to right, and a different spot, different direction, so counterclockwise. And so you would use your right hand spin, and so that makes sense so your right side of your body is connected to the left side of your brain, and the right side of you see what I'm saying. And so when you put all of that together, it's cool how this is our earth, how we are just like it, how the spin of earth, everything is spin, the spin of bodies around us, their energy, our energy. It's just like, okay, so what I wanted to explain the other day on someone else's channel, it didn't quite work out, is that part of communication between a male and a female is the energy pull and push. Because we, without knowing, are doing that every time we interact with a human, another human. So, there's that. Let's see what else I was going to look up with this. Rate of spectrum of frequency. The light body is a human energy field or body energy aura, body that projects our consciousness through the holographic template that generates the physical manifestations we experience within this material reality. It is comprised of many interwoven layers of electromagnetic frequency, light and sound waves that make up consciousness intelligence identities that function in each dimensional layer that exists within the universal time matrix. The light body is a holder of our consciousness record and identities throughout time, and it holds the living light code of our blueprint structure that maintains our direct connection and communication with our higher self and Godhead or Source. Chakra crystal keys, I want to look at that too. Human energy field light body or aura is comprised of multiple interconnected layers of electromagnetic fields of energy that extend all around the physical body like an energy shield, covering and protecting all of the bodies. When we are meditating and practicing our 12D shielding, we are placing our attention on our light body to help strengthen, protect, and grow our personal consciousness body. What I think is so cool about that is when you start meditating, like it's not just, oh, that's the chakra thing. No, that is your total connection to every single thing in this world. It's not just a chakra system. It's not just a bunch of stuff that people wrote down. It has everything to do with you because your emotions control those energy frequencies which connect to something or, the same energy frequencies that surround our Earth, which in turn connect to the other planets, like because everything is connected. The Great Web, like the Indians talk about the Great Web of life. I get all that now. If I ever see spiders in it, it's over though. The Earth body and human body, as well as the entire DNA record, is made of crystalline properties, which, if you study the pineal gland, that's when you learn that there's little tiny piezo amethyst crystals in your pineal gland, and I guess when they are pressurized, right? Because when you pressurize crystal, you get an electromagnetic pulse, which any stone you pick up, you're going to feel a pulse on it. So I believe that, those probably smash together when you have a DMT moment, right? Makes sense. And how you do that is by breath. You pull up your spinal fluid. It goes up through your spine. It goes up all the rungs of Jacob's ladder, which is the same age as Jesus when he was crucified. It goes up through the gates of heaven, which is the back lobe of your brain, and it shoots up into your pineal gland, which is the chalice, and your crown activates. And you receive downloads. That's what people mean when they say they are getting downloads. But you can do different things with energy in your body. You can do a bunch of different things with it. So, let's see. Well, basically, I feel like life is about you incarnate, you find your soul, monad, avatar. It's about bringing your soul into your body. The triad, collapsing the three. Anyways, I just wanted to shoot this real quick. I got school to do, guys. Have a good day.